I'm going to talk about the women's suffrage during the Progressive Era. So, suffrage is the right to vote, and during the Progressive Era, women were trying to broaden their horizons and be able to vote more and do everything else that the men could do. One of the videos that we watched said that the reason that they wanted to be able to vote was they wanted to stop the men from drinking. So that actually made me laugh about it a little bit. Like, the reason that they want to vote was so that they could pass the suffrage and actually make the men stop voting or stop drinking. So this kind of all started because of that, as a joke, I guess. And they started to be able to own property and do all of the other things. They got better jobs, office work. They started making more money, had more freedom, and they wanted to, again, further their kind of voice in it. So one of the things that I found was it began to gather strength in the 1840s. There's the Seneca Falls Convention, where the first women's rights convention passed a resolution in favor of the women's suffrage. I guess there were kind of a few people who are really big for this kind of movement. Susan B. Anthony was one of them. So was Elizabeth Stanton. Then there was Lucy Stone. Susan and Elizabeth were part of one kind of organization, and Lucy Stone was the other one. But finally, after a while, they kind of got together and decided that they would work better as one group instead of multiple. So they formed the National American Women's Suffrage Association, or NAWSA, with Susan B. Anthony as the leader. So they were really hoping that the U.S. Supreme Court would rule that women had the right to vote. So they made several attempts to actually vote, but they were turned away, and so they filed lawsuits. Susan B. Anthony actually succeeded in voting, but was arrested for that and found guilty, which was kind of weird because it kind of just makes me a little upset that they never allowed women to vote. Like, why they didn't see their point of views as important at all. So the groups that were really into this were obviously the women. It seemed like more white women than black women, because white women were the ones that were kind of really getting more of the rights, while black women were still kind of fighting for their original rights, I guess. Um, so what were the other questions? Methods that they used, like I said, they attempted to vote but were turned away. They did parades and marches on, everything that they could possibly do. They held meetings and tried to do lawsuits. It seemed like they were doing a lot more of kind of like how the African Americans did sit-ins. They were more of trying to do non-violent ways of getting their point across. So then there was Alice Paul, who formed the National Woman Party. They were arrested, a lot of them were arrested while picketing the White House. Some went on a hunger strike, and I guess some more people were like Carrie Chapman Cat. So yeah, they really wanted to, the whole point of, again, of suffrage was to get their right to vote. Yeah, so I guess methods, yeah, like I said. So yeah, that's about it. Bye.